where I think the Celtics could take game 3 is I need Jayson Tatum to be a little bit more aggressive on taking some drives. Because there are even some spots in game 2 where I saw like Gary Payton II on him or Steph Curry on him. And I'm thinking like, okay, there's Tatum's just going to back him in or whatever. And then he just turns around face ups and then he shoots over him. And I think even Mark Jackson or whoever was on the call was like, oh, that's a good shot. He's right over him. Like, no, it's not. Just because you might have been unbothered by the defense and that you can just rise up and shoot over him. Like, he didn't try any moves to get closer to the basket. He just turned, faced up, and shot. And if you're Golden State, that's a win. If I got Steph Curry guarding Jayson Tatum and he's still taking a 14-footer, that's what I want. I don't want him trying to drive to the lane and either get a foul called on Curry or just use his strength to get to the basket. So I think we'll need to see a little bit more of that from Jayson Tatum. I suspect we probably will. And I think Draymond Green will probably get booed. Nobody else that we've seen since Kobe in Boston, or maybe LeBron, but I really don't think those Celtics fans are messing with Draymond Green at all right now. And it's probably, public enemy number 1 in that building. But that's the type of energy that Draymond thrives off of. And that I think he can get part of his team to adopt. I think the Warriors are a little bit mentally tougher than the Celtics. I'm sure you've seen the clip by now of Grant Williams like pushing Andrew Wiggins, and then Wiggins throws him an elbow, and then Grant Williams looks right at the ref, and he's like complaining for the call. And I think that sort of mentality is just where the Warriors have the Celtics beat. Draymond especially, you've heard it not just here right now, but if you listen to any other basketball talk, really, or even just been on the internet, you've seen people talk about how Draymond like mentally controlled game 2. The stats were good. We get 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists on 3 shots. So he's plenty fine there. But just like his emotion and his attitude and his energy, like he was big man on campus in game 2. And I don't know that's going to change a whole lot for game 3. And I think that's probably why I'm giving the edge to the Warriors here, because I think they just have a little bit of a mental edge on the Celtics right now.
It'll be interesting to see also how the refs deal with Draymond in Boston. Draymond gets a little hot-headed and the refs are quick on a whistle. It can drastically affect the games. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays to fruition, because Draymond defensively, when he's locked in, one of the smarter defenders maybe ever seen in this game, to be able to play all the different positions he's able to defensively is a sight to see, and doesn't get the credit it absolutely deserves. Just saying that as a basketball person, if all you're doing is stat watching, you're never going to get the worth of a Draymond Green. It's just not going to happen. Tatum, game 3, coming off a loss. You're talking about you want him to be more aggressive. He has shown to be that so far in these playoffs. He's averaging about 32 points a game and shooting 50% from the floor, coming directly off of a loss, as opposed to about 24 points per game. Much worse shooting percentage during the loss. So expect to see him being more aggressive, probably taking more to the basket, and not so much just shooting over the top. I know he believes in his shooting. He's got inches on Steph Curry, especially when Steph's guarding, but sometimes it helps to force the action, and he's got to be that aggressive. The Celtics, they need to work on the turnovers, because those are the biggest differences between them winning, them losing. They are under 15 turnovers. They are almost unstoppable. 13-2 in those games, and they are 0 for 5 when they have 16 or more turnovers in the playoffs. So if they can cut down on the turnovers, it makes a giant difference in how they play the basketball game. The problem is they don't have a ball handler, really. We've talked about this already, but having a lack of a ball handler definitely affects you with a team that can swarm and shift defensively like the Warriors can and make life difficult. And they got quick players, get hands in places. Does make it difficult for the Boston Celtics to have to do what they want to do. And like I said, and after game 1, Golden State had to take a page out of Miami's book with the way that they defend them, to get their hands in the lanes, because the Celtics don't make the crisps of passes. They did exactly that, and they turned all those turnovers into 30-plus points. Absolutely helped them rout in game 2.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a what? Yeah. You know I be on a what?